Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another Nemophila reaction. I've returned to doing some of the reactions from Nemophila. It's been a while. I've gotten a very different perspective on this band as well as some of the other ones. I've had a more harsher approach in the beginning. And you guys really recommended me to check out Hoozuki, which translates to Demon Light. Let's see what the song is all about. The only place I was able to find the music video was on YouTube Music, so hopefully it's good quality. With that being said, let's jump into it, see what we got. If you are new to this channel, you've never seen me do this before, I do tend to express myself 100%. So if I like something, if I dislike something, I'll do it respectfully so we can talk about the band and our differences and the things that we do and don't like. So it creates interesting conversations around the band. And if you see my kitty just pop into the shot, she's keeping me company here on the pillow. I thought Rati was the one I did, because I did Revive and Rati, the two songs that I came back to doing reactions with. I thought they were like, oh my god, this is probably my favorite song from Nemophila. No, this is my favorite. This is right up there. And actually, Kitty, come on, lay down. Her voice hit me right away. I really like what she's doing with her voice right from the beginning. She has that kind of lower tone, and how heavy the fucking music is. I really, really like it. I mean, for those who are aware in this channel, I like my music heavy, so this is just right up my alley. That's what I like what she does with her voice, that the way she sings that part, I thought it was really cool. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna leave it a little bit longer before I give a longer commentary. Yeah, I really, really like this. And I like the fact that she kind of treads different styles. There's almost like a hip-hop section here. She has a singing. She has the more kind of like darker tone voice. The riffing is really fucking dope. The one thing that I've just personally never been able to get used to, and perhaps I'm a little bit archaic and stuck in my ways here, and I'm willing to admit that, is when they change that chorus line and has that more poppy kind of softer vocals and music, kind of like the riffing and the guitar. It switches to this very kind of I don't know if the correct term would be like popular Japanese rock music. I've never been a fan of Japanese bands doing those very extreme switches, and again, perhaps I'm just archaic and stuck in my ways, or perhaps it's a personal taste kind of a thing. And they constantly do it, and those moments in songs for me are, I can't say they're boring, but they're less interesting. Because I like their heavier side that they display here, and kind of they really just go for the throat with their music. It's, when you say it's thrashy, I 100% agree. This is very, very thrashy. You know what this reminds me of, guys? I'm gonna pull some deep cuts here, probably. Not many people are gonna know this band. Well, first of all, it kind of reminds me of very much of thrash metal of the 90s, because the 90s in general for heavy metal was kind of a tough era, and there was not as many good bands around that time. And the thrash bands that stood out in the 90s, they had their own unique kind of a sound, like Mordred, and I'm trying to remember some of the specific names, but I have one specific name here. For some reason, I can't tell you why. It's not stylistically super close or like exactly the same, but there's something about them reminds me of this band called Grip Inc. They had, I believe, 3 albums, and their lead guy ended up making like 3 or 4 different projects before I think they just kind of hung up the rope. But for some reason, that grooviness in the thrash music with the kind of the solos, it reminds me very much of Grip Inc. And perhaps maybe somebody who knows will be able to attest to that, or perhaps disagree with me. But that's what I've heard. Yeah, and I gotta say, in a 3 minute and 41 minute song, there's a lot of nice change-ups. There's a nice solo. There's different kinds of styles being displayed, and they all mesh very well. I mean, this is fun. I don't know. I don't have anything overly negative to say, for the exception of that chorus line that what I said just doesn't agree with me. Now, I don't even think it's bad. I think it matches the song and it fits the song very well. It's just not something I've gotten used to. It's something, actually, I'll tell you, outside of this genre, black metal. I've never been a big fan of blast beats or those moments in black metal where they just hit like this like crazy drum beat and a riff and they just hold that note for like fucking 1 minute. I've just never been a fan of that. I can understand the value in it and where it could come from and what could it add to the atmosphere of the music. I've tried to get into it, never was able to. You know, it's like I don't even think you don't necessarily supposed to like every single thing an artist does. I generally just support what the band does. I might find sometimes in songs, like parts of the song that I just don't connect with. Other songs I can't stop listening to. Of course, the ones that become the top of the top for me is when I like everything about them. For me, it's being like Iced Earth, Bolt Thrower, Immortal, Imalakesh, and things of that sort. Slayer, Exodus. But guys, this was a great song. I'm not gonna put it on some kind of a list of my favorites. I just really like it, and especially the last two or three songs that I've done, I've really liked from Nemophila. Perhaps there's also a more relaxed perspective on this band versus being this kind of a more closed-minded individual in the beginning of my channel that I was. You guys were just patient enough to stick with me and see the growth in my taste, as well as me becoming a little bit more open-minded to it. But with that, guys, I would love to hear from you as well, kind of your progression and feeling on perhaps Nemophila, and if you like all these parts that they input in their songs, if they all jive with you, or perhaps maybe some don't. Maybe you like some era of Nemophila more than the other, and just your overall thoughts, so we can have a conversation about this band. And guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and keep it metal.